We are back. Apologies for the technical difficulties. We had a little bit of an issue. We have a lobby reset, so we'll have qualifying the race up next. So now we have a little bit of time to talk.
About how much Codemaster sucks.
As we wait.
Yeah. I think we know that.
I cannot confirm or deny that statement.
Oh, but you know you can.
As your
You know you can.
favorite non-biased commentators. You know.
Oh, yeah, true. Alright, guys, look, no bias, but like, Codemasters can't win a game, No bias.
No bias. Not at all.
So, but apparently, I don't know if it's just a Codemasters issue. Some drivers are just not able to load into the game entirely.
Yeah, we checked
odd.
the Xbox, like the Xbox servers. It looks like they're alright. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on.
We're just gonna have to wait and see. Hopefully, we can get the race back up and running soon.
Hopefully, we are in a little bit of a time crunch, just to make sure it doesn't run too late. I'd love to get this Russian Grand Prix underway. So, now that we're here, I guess, to talk about things, you know, I mean, what is there really to talk about?
How much Codemaster sucks?
You've already said this.
I don't think we've talked enough about that, you know.
Because I'm trying to avoid the subject, you know, to prevent, you know, bias from creeping in as your favorite non-biased
No
commentator.
no bias here. No.
Yeah, no bias, you know. I mean, actually, how about this? We could talk about something, because, I mean, we may not get in for a bit. 17 drivers are in. We're still waiting on a few. You can see the roster clear for yourself at the moment right now. You're going back to college again, aren't you?
Oh, we're getting personal now. This wasn't in the contract.
I mean, you came back for 2 races. Let me get your honest opinion. League racing in 2021. What do you think about it?
Compared to last game, I feel like it somehow got worse. Like bugs, like sure there were bugs in 2020, but like I've heard of many more in just this game overall. I don't know. Maybe if they hadn't spent most of their budget on Breaking Point and like improved their servers, and it would have been a good game. But you know, apparently not.
True. I mean, I still think personally, Breaking Point was a good idea. But, I mean, they really didn't even have much of a storyline to go off of. You know?
They did it well. I admit it's not bad, but
No, it's not.
it was too big of a focus.
I think it's, I mean, for that to be their entire focus, I still think it's a little lackluster.
Yeah, that's
know?
also true. If that was the entire focus, then yeah, they missed out on a few things. It was a good story-ish.
Yeah.
But like,
I think, I mean, they could have definitely improved on a lot of things.
I don't know, you have to give them props though. Codemasters isn't really
I do
a
agree.
story company. But then again, they can
They're
barely
good with
make
that.
F1 games, so.
What I do want to give huge props to them, though, is we'll see it come later on in the season, is apparently these 3 new tracks we've gotten in through the 2021 season, those being Portimao, Jeddah, and Imola. We'll see Jeddah and Imola be used later on in the season, around, I believe, around 22 and, I think 22 and 24. So we'll save the best for last. I think they've done the best job on, I guess, really laser scanning it, the best ability, even though it's not really laser scanning. You know? It's pretty accurate. I would give them that.
Yeah, they did an absolutely tremendous job on those tracks. I do have to say, like, coming before they released those tracks, like, I was expecting them to be absolutely horrible. But, you know, they did well, and you do have to give them props. It's a shame they can't do it for every track, but...
What is it, Hungary? That's not been updated since, like, 2014
Spa.
or something crazy. Spa, definitely.
It's like the rest of the calendar, almost, you know?
I mean, Russia's...
This update for Russia, I feel like, sure, it made it realistic. It also kind of made the track worse.
What, for the curbs?
Yeah, the curbs are they're killer there. I don't remember them being this bad in 2020, even though, like, they have different...
No.
like
Do
the
you not remember?
I don't remember the curbs
There's a
being
realistic
quite
race
as tall.
where Russell locked up because he had his brake issue in 2019. Remember that corner?
Yeah.
There was people that went flying like we saw Phantom did in the realistic Grand Prix yesterday, even in 2020. But the rest of the curves, maybe not so much.
Yeah, that curb, that stayed how it is, and that, you know, that's perfectly fine. But like, I don't know. As we see, we're getting back underway. I thought I only saw like 18 drivers, but apparently that's enough to get it restarted.
Let's have a little bit of a talking point here. Should we go through that decade of information again, or should we just get the important ones out of the way?
Just go over the important parts.
All right, let's go for that. I'm not going to go through my decade intro. I mean, to
Say
be
like
fair,
5
it
sentences.
gets the job done. I mean, okay, fine. It's round 15, 24. We'll have around 10 laps to 10 laps to go. That's
Let's go.
10 rounds to go. Before by the end of tonight, we should have 9 left. So we have the charging point on for the rest of the season. Russia, 18 corners, 12 to the right and 6 to the left. So we'll have some overtaking into turn 12. I'm sorry, through turn 12 into 13, and through turn 1 into 2 with the help of the drag reduction system. And we have the C5, C4, and the C3 tires, plus the intermediates and full wets, which they're going to be used again. So it'll be another dry qualifying session that we can see.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the weather had to be kept from the last lobby as it is standard. It's a shame you can see full wets around Russia. I've heard it was very good for racing.
It is. It happened a lot. I mean, we had an intermediate qualifying through realistic. I believe it was dry in tier 3. But through the race itself, the rain spiced up. So it was definitely something that could spice up a race, but we could still have a very chaotic race. As I said before, we had to restart the stream. Anything can really happen here at Russia. I mean, if we look back to 2 seasons ago, that's the last time we've actually been at the Sochi Autodrome. And, well, let's just say the winner of that race may have been last around right here. Spun round, damage, and went from last to first by the end of the 27 or so laps, and won the thing. So let's see if that happens again. That being test science. We also had a lot of chaotic moments, and I know he's not going to watch the stream back, but if he ever does get word of this, I'm not sorry, because I don't know exactly what happened there. But Mitchie running into the safety car, that was an infamous moment of this race as well. If you do remember that from a couple seasons ago, you are a legend.
You are a loyal BRL follower, and I commend you. Now give us your money, please.
You probably also remember that. Remember that. Oh, those little jokes.
We have to bring him back,
It's fun. We do have to bring him back, because it was actually in this booth, like I said before we restarted the stream, that this race was actually been called for 2 seasons ago with these 2 people up in the booth, myself, Hikatra, and Ritzy once again. For those just tuning into the stream, this is the Breakout Racing League Round 15, the Russian Grand Prix for Tier 4. It's kicking off again.
Can we call this Run 15 and a half?
Restart.
Because it's been restarted.
15.1.
Alright, close. Good enough, good enough.
Because, I mean, technically we got, what, 6 minutes of qualifying done before... Oh, it's already bugged again.
Oh, that's not good. As we see the first driver to actually drive the Haas of Johan Lara setting a lap, or starting his lap, my bad. But, yeah.
The last session we had, which is, I guess, kind of incomparable, because we don't know exactly how it was, but we could see a provisional pole time about a 32.5. That's what Phantom did on his medium compounded tire, the C4s, which you see Johan Lara on right now in the Haas. Could we see that time being matched again by Phantom, or is it someone quicker?
I actually don't think... Is Phantom in the lobby? I don't think he is.
No, he is not. I don't think he actually can get into the lobby, and that's really unfortunate from the Alfa Romeo.
It's just gonna hurt. If you can't get into the lobby after everything is said and done, that's really gonna hurt his championship.
Oh, almost a little bit of a snap from Johan Lara. That's a yellow flag through into 13 and 14, that being, I believe, the Alpine of Slayer. I was about to say Freak, but he is in the pit lane.
Yeah, it's actually, I just realized
Down
right
into...
now, Sorry to cut you off, but both Alfa Romeo drivers are the only two that aren't in the lobby, as Redeemer just joined back in, so he should be in
Oh, that's unfortunate.
relatively soon. So yeah, see, I think that's Alpine in Sector 3 who's like struggling right now.
Either trying to make a gap or trying to warm up the tires, or both. You never know. As he goes to start his flying lap, that being Slayer, but we see Johan Laurent going through into turn 17 in a few moments' time, and the Haas, can they grab a provisional pole time? Well, they're going to be the first one to cross the line, so it'll be provisionally pole. What will it be for the Haas? It'll be a 33.4. That's the time they're all chasing after.
Yeah, next driver to cross the line, I believe, was Carbon. I'm not sure if he backed off a little bit. Now he invalidated.
Validated from ETHAB. I believe Carbon also invalidated as well. I think you were right with that. The next one coming across the line, I think it's going to be the Red Bull. That being,
Rutsky.
I believe, Rutsky.
Yeah.
And he gets provisional pole. 32.3 in the soft compounded tires, so there is a 32.5. He actually goes a little bit faster than that. This time on the softs, Johan Laurent's teammate Shredder goes a 33.9, about 5/10 or so off of the other Haas's time. As I believe drivers getting in, that's Redeemer.
Sprightly
Oh,
off of the
Sprightly's
second
out.
last corner in the middle of the track, just on the throttle a little bit too soon. Unfortunate. As his teammate Valkyrie up to P2, only 3/10 away from Rutsky on the softs.
Well, that is one unfortunate time for one McLaren. The other McLaren got a good lap under his belt, and is only almost 3/10 off. And I believe that's another driver joining the session. Is it Phantom? Yes, it is.
Yeah, he is in the lobby, so is Redeemer. As I think he might have left actually, so I'm unsure.
Next one to the line, I think, is going to be the Alpine. I believe that is going to be, is that Slayer? No, it's not. He's going up into turn 13, 14, and 15. Now into 16, now into 17 in a few seconds' time. But you see, Avi going up. Slayer pits. Next one across the line, I believe, is going to be, I think, the Aston Martin, that being Carbon.
Yeah, from last time I saw him, he was valid P3. Ethan right behind him. As Butters appears to have some sort of incident in Sector 2, who now remains with no front wing. So a few drivers are either being caught out by the slippery nature of the track, which is definitely something that has caught off Sprightly. But like, yeah, just the track can be very rough to you if you don't get it right. The curbs, the slippery nature, just, yeah.
There's some drivers in different cars. One of them being Bald Guy. He's actually in the Aston Martin. It's a little interesting there. Usually he is in the Ferrari, if you don't recall. He's going to be Carbon's teammate.
Yeah, I think it's just, I don't blame any of the drivers who are in different seats. It's been weird dealing with the connection issues caused by Codemasters themselves.
Going up, that being Frizies at his fastest time. 2.4 seconds off of pole, and I'm about getting annoyed with this, all the tires disappearing. Yellow flag through, I believe that is turn 10. Getting out of the way.
Yeah. As he is also missing a front wing. Yeah, it seems like...
Another driver claimed victory from the barriers already. There's 11 minutes left of qualifying to go. We see a little bit of a shock here.
Yeah, the top is looking odd as two of the three drivers on the top are on the medium tires. Could we see more soft runners, or are the mediums going to be the way to go?
We saw a lot of drivers in the realistic Grand Prix choose the mediums. They had fresh choice of tire, obviously, but so far that trend kind of stays so far so true. Yellow flag. That is actually a Ferrari. Is that fluky around? Yes, he is. The exit of turn 16. He has no front wing. He'll go into the pit lane in a few seconds' time. He's already there, so he'll get into the pit lane. Actually, he completely misses the pit lane and gets in. He's all right. He'll change his front wing and get back out there. He's got to set a time so far in the 17th position. But James B, that's going to be the driver you're going to look out for in the Alpha Tauri on the medium compounded tire. Into 16, into 17. What can the Alpha Tauri do? The pole position and so far is at 32.3. The best lap on the medium compounded tire. 3 laps, by the way. Set from Johan Laurent, a 32.5. Not too far off a pole. What can James B do? P9, a 33.6 ahead of Slew by about 59 milliseconds.
Yeah, I believe I caught a purple sector 2 in that lap, but it could have just been the bug. So there's a Haas.
Championship rival. Phantom is going to be on his flying lap as well in the Alfa Romeo. Yellow flag. What's happened?
The
I
Haas
believe
is
that is
out
the
of
driver
fuel.
getting one by. Oh. Go ahead, Laura.
Yeah, it looks like he was running the long game in qualifying. He didn't put enough fuel. Yeah, as long as he doesn't impede any drivers, then I think everything should be fine.
Staying on the track and almost just possibly putting that in the barriers. Phantom goes through turn 5 to 6. Yellow flag through. That is going to be turn 13, 14, and 15. Now it's just 13 and 14.
It is another driver out of fuel. Avi, the Williams.
Avi in 7th. He's done 2 laps on his medium tire. Maybe he has invalidated his first. Not necessarily sure, but 2 drivers are out of fuel. They're going back to the pit lane, and they'll be out of touch in a few seconds' time. 14 drivers have set their time. 6 drivers still yet to go. Both Alfa Romeos, the Ferrari of Fluky, Slayer, and Butters, with Sprightly out of the Russian Grand Prix qualifying session.
Yeah, it's been an interesting qualifying session so far, to say the least. I believe James B is on another lap. No, I'm incorrect. So next car across the line will be Phantom on mediums.
It's going to be something to look out for. The Alfa Romeo, can he put himself higher than James Behe championship rival up in 10th right now at 33.6 for the Alfa Tauri? What can the Alfa Romeo do? He's 15th. He's up to 5th, 32.7.
Yeah, as I believe the next car across the line will be Slayer in the Alpine, who hasn't done a lap.
Through into 18th. What can the Alpine do? He's in 16th. He's up to provisional pole by 3/10 at 32.0. What a lap from Slayer and the Alpine driver.
Yeah, that was a great lap from him. Yeah, up to 3/10. He's currently leading provisional poles. Could we see any drivers dip into the 31s? It's looking possible.
Definitely possible. One of the drivers to look out for that could possibly do it being Rutski in the Red Bull 32.365. Are they up on their lap? They went through the timing split. We just missed it. Going through the last couple of corners we go. 16. Now into the final 2 corners. The penultimate corner up next. They have to get a good run from there into 18 to set up for the final, I guess, little straight, which is not very long. The straight line is, or the straight start finish line is really close. They do improve, but just not to pole. Look at the gap between first and second now. 16 milliseconds.
Yeah, this is definitely leading up to a great fight for pole position, as Phantom has done a second lap on his mediums. I believe he has improved.
I believe you're actually right with that. He's up to P6. 7/10 or so off of pole position. Next driver to look up that's going to come to the line who has yet to set a time, being Butters in the Mercedes on the medium compounded tire as well. He's in 19th. Can he go and try to match or beat his teammate in 16th or go faster? Phantom goes for original pole in the 31s on mediums by about 1/10 of a second.
The fight for poles is getting better and better.
Butters beats his teammate to 16th. Redeemer's on a flying lap. He's invalidated. So him and Fluky are going to be the only 2 who has yet to set a time. Opposite Sprightly cannot take any more action in qualifying as he's crashed out. Now Fluky's going to start his flying lap in the Ferrari.
Shredder finishes his lap up to P7 around 9/10 off of pole on softs. I believe he still could have another shot at setting another lap if he pits this lap.
Look at Ethab all the way up to 4th, by the way. He improved. He's only 95 milliseconds off of Rutsky and not too far off of pole, almost 2/10. It's heating up front. The top 4 within 2/10 of each other, but Phantom, a blistering lap on the medium compounded tire.
Yeah, you do just have to give him props. Like, it's not the biggest of gaps up there, but he still managed to put it on pole on a tire that should be slower.
Yellow flag. That is through, I believe, turn 5 and into 11. Into turn 5 is a driver letting by. That's an Alfa Tauri. And there is, I believe, a Mercedes up the road. On board now with Seal. Quick flip to the right. And into the treacherous turn 9. That corner on the left, that curb can send you flying. We saw Phantom do it in Realistic Championship. It could happen again. Not very sure. We'll see how that plays out. But going through 10 into the DRS straight for the Ferrari. Right now they are sitting 12th. 1.5 seconds off a pole. Can they go and improve that lap? They're on the soft compounded tire. Who else is on the softs? The entire grid.
Yeah, looks like they're all going to go out for their final laps on softs. They don't really care about the benefits possibly given by the mediums. They just want to go out there and set a pole lap.
Not much time left to go in the session. So it's going to be do or die. It's now or never for these drivers to get the perfect lap in on their qualifying tire. About 5 minutes, a little bit less than that, about 4 minutes, 30 seconds of change. To the line, Steele goes to 5th. And now it's
by a second.
1.5 seconds off a pole to 0.5 off a pole. He has improved by a second. What a lap. Next one, I believe, to the line. Coming up or so. Johan Laura is going through. Oh, almost lost the car. That was a save.
That was a very good catch from the Haas driver.
He's probably going to back out of that lap now.
Oh, yeah. So we see
one wrong move, and that was in the barrier.
Carbon hasn't validated his lap, so he's going to be starting a second. As we see our first retiree in the race from Shredder, he believes he's done enough in qualifying, and he's faithful in his lap.
He'll be at the maximum P9 in the Haas. 0.8 off a pole provisionally. Will it stand? There's still about 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. There's still a lot of drivers on a lap from 4th all the way down to 12th, except for Shredder, obviously in 9th, who will not take any further part in qualifying. We're on a flying lap right now. They have enough time.
I don't think there's enough time to go. Yeah, Johan Lara chose instead to do another flying lap to pit. It's interesting.
Interesting indeed. Redeemer's out of the pit lane. He's on an out lap now. Same as Slew, Freak, and Butters. 14th, 15th, and 16th.
It's actually something notable. Fry's the only driver to try to set his lap on mediums as he started his flyer.
Yellow flag, that being into turn 9. I believe a driver getting out of the way. Avi pits. Valkyrie goes for original pole by about 1/10.5. Oh! That's Avi, and I believe Ethab, and he's been given a 5-place grid penalty for collision with Avi into the pit lane. We were on board with that. So at the moment, that would put Ethab in 10th.
Yes, that's very unfortunate. Carbon invalidates it on out of the penultimate corner. Can he start another? I don't know if he has enough ERS. As his teammate, I believe, is going to be the next one across the line, or his teammate for this race.
Yes, he is indeed. That's going to be Bald Guy and the Aston Martin around the final corner at turn 18. He's 8th. He's now up to 2nd. He's improved. But can he get pole? We'll go again. We'll have to find out. Phantom's on an out lap. He could possibly improve. Ritsky's on an out lap. He could possibly improve as well. It's close up front. The top 6 are separated by 0.3 of a second.
Slayer, one of the contenders for pole, coming across the final corner. Can he go for it? Can he get it? He does.
Wow! 32 milliseconds. Slayer gets pole over Valkyrie. Can anyone else put up a fight?
We're going to have to wait and see. This is getting closer and closer.
Is indeed. Next up to the line, I believe, is going to be Alpha Tauri of James B to start their flying lap as Ethan retired in the pit lane. The next one behind him, I believe, is going to be Slew. He's invalidated. Behind him, though, I believe is his teammate Ritsky, also on an out lap. So those drivers are going to be trying to set a flyer lap. Both Red Bulls in tandem. 1 minute and 13 seconds left to go in qualifying at the Russian Grand Prix for Tier 4 of the Breakout Racing League Championship. And behind them, I believe,
Valkyrie pits. Phantom is getting ready to start his lap. Yeah, I believe
Deemer, that's who it was.
Yeah, Deemer in P12, I believe he can still improve. I don't know if he started his lap, but yeah. As it looks like the Alpines are giving each other slipstream, maybe. Oh wait, no, I don't think so. They're just right next to each other.
Slayer retire. I'm sorry, it's not Slayer. Valkyrie retires in the pit lane. Slayer is trying to trend it off the charge for pole. Yellow flag through turn 4. I believe it was a swapper of the 2 Red Bulls. Improving, I believe, was Butters up to 12th, retiring in the pit lane. Actually, no, that's on track. That is going to be Slew in the Red Bull.
Yeah, that's exactly where Phantom is coming up to right now. Can we see where the wreckage is? Oh, on the right-hand side of the track.
Guessing too much curb on the right-hand side. It's spun the tires into the barrier. That says qualifying done and dusted. Speaking of qualifying done and dusted, the checkered flag has flown. It is now or never. Frizy pits. He's out of qualifying. He's going to be at most 14th. Phantom has a good chance. Slayer is not going to make it back for another run. He's going to be trying to defend his his provisional pole. Phantom has invalidated. He's backed off. Ritsky's behind the Alfa Romeo. He's backed off as well.
As the last driver to be able to go on a lap was Seal. His teammate right behind him timed it 1 second wrong.
Oh, that's so unfortunate for Fluky. He will start 19th. He'll have Sprightly for company on the last row of the grid.
So our
Yellow flag. It's Butters. He's going slow as well.
Yeah, Johan Lara is going to come next across the line. He wants the pole position. Can he get it?
7/10 off. Can the Haas go provisional pole? He does go provisional pole by 38 milliseconds. A 31.7. Johan Lara in the Haas is provisionally on pole, but will it stay there? Seal in the Ferrari. Can they challenge it?
Ooh, as Alpine hit the wall out of the second DRS zone, he was also going to be able to challenge, but I believe he has wing damage and it's over for him. Seal's going to be our last driver, purple sector 2.
Seal went purple, went deep, almost lost the car into 15 and 16, almost lost it again. Seal's absolutely pushing his hardest in the Ferrari, but will it be enough for pole? He's 7/10 back. Around the final corner, is it going to be a Ferrari power or a Haas? It's going to be Seal not improving. He's going to stay in 8th. And that is going to be qualifying done and dusted for Tier 4, the Russian Grand Prix. Johan Lara by 38 milliseconds beats Slayer to pole.
Wow, that was a hectic qualifying session. Everyone slugging it out for pole. I believe we had a handful, a lot of drivers on provisional pole at some point. Absolutely wild.
The top 9 are within 9/10 of each other. That's a close qualifying indeed.
Oh, just wait until you see the gap from the top 3.
Oh, it's even closer. It's within a 10th for 3 drivers. It's been incredible, and the race is up next. We're not even seeing the best part of the weekend yet. Johan Lara grabs pole position for the Russian Grand Prix for Tier 4. Slayer 2nd, Valkyrie 3rd, and Beltguy rounds out the top 4. Phantom 5th, Rutsky 6th. Ethab has a 5-place grid penalty. He'll start 12th. Seal will start 7th. Carbon 8th. Shredder 9th. Henchman 10th. 11th Butters. Redeemer 13th. 14th Frizy. Avi, Jane, Slew, Freak, Fluky, and Sprightly round out the top 20 and the qualifying classifications for the Tier 4 Russian Grand Prix.
Yeah, I have to admit, that was one hell of a qualifying session. This is what qualifying looks like. I can't wait to see the race.
It'll be something to look out for indeed.
Yeah, unfortunate for the only 2 drivers who weren't able to set a lap. Sprightly spun on track, lost the car into the barriers, and Fluky just barely missed out on setting their lap. They're gonna be driving
sometimes you forget where you came from. Well, I know you don't forget this. The trusty friend, the race director.
Oh.
Its origin was here. So far, the top 10, Henchman, Phantom, both on the mediums. Everyone else on the softs. Obviously, they have to start on the tire. They qualified into the top 10 on. So, 8 drivers will start the softs, the C5s, and 2 on the mediums, the C4s. Outside the top 10 from 11th down to 13th, Butters, Ethab, Redeemer, all on the soft compounded tire. Frizy in 14th with the medium. Avi is soft. James B has gone medium. Avi now switches to medium. Salute is a soft. Freak, Fluky, both have gone to the medium with Sprightly on the soft compounded tire as well outside the top 10 with free tire choice.
Yeah, unfortunate for Ethab, who was going to start P7 with that time penalty into pits. But our highest medium runner is Phantom with an absolutely stellar lap on a tire that shouldn't have been up there.
Well, it's going to be a one-stop strategy regardless, soft to medium or medium to soft. So how will this play out in the Tier 4 Russian Grand Prix? There is your predicted pit drop strategy from soft to medium, soft to hard. You can also do medium to soft or hard to soft, or you can just, forget the strategy and do 17 stops. I don't know, it's up to your discretion. But that is the predicted one. That's the fastest way around. Well, so far, for Johan Lara's case, it's not the best statistics right now, but only 33% of the GPs are 1 from pole. Well, so far we've had 1 from the weekend. Minico, 1 from pole, and realistic, Johan Lara could try to be the second one to do so this weekend. Penalties is going to be a huge talking point. We talked about a little bit earlier. Staying on the track is going to be difficult, especially with the nature of some of these corners, the off-camber nature, and the runoff kind of creeps up on you. Sometimes you may go off a little bit of the track and grab a warning. You get 3 before you get a penalty, and that'll be crucial, determining the finishing order of the race. Look at realistic. Look at Tier 3. Look at Formula 2. It may happen again here in Tier 4.
Yeah, penalties are going to be a nightmare for people who just extend this a little bit. The game is going to punish them with a warning, and it might be a really big deciding factor come down to the race. Hopefully we won't see any speeding into the pit lane penalties or contact with your safety car. So,
one final run on the tire strategy, or I'm sorry, the tire selections from each driver, 1 to 4, from Johan Laura all the way to Bald Guy. Soft, Phantom has gone medium. From 6th to 9th on softs, Rutsky, Seal, Carbon, Shredder, all the softs, with Henchman rounding out the top 10 on the medium compounded tire, with Butters, Ethab, Redeemer, all the softs, but from Frizy on down, from 14th to 18th have chosen the medium tire, but Fluky in 19th has chosen the hard tire, the C3. That's an interesting strategy choice for the Ferrari. He will try and do a reverse strategy from every standpoint of it. Can't even pull it off. Will we see a safety car? Will we see chaos? Well, of course we're going to see chaos, but when will it happen? Will it happen at the beginning of the race? It's going to happen at the end of the race for sure. But who makes it to turn 2 first? Will we see chaos? Will we see carnage? Will we see collisions? But we'll see chaos through the end of the race for sure.
I hope we see all of them. It's going to make for one hell of a race and entertainment for all of you viewers.
Ritzy wants fireworks and frames, and I don't disagree. We'll now go for Sprightly from 20th on the grid as he pulls up to his grid spot. We'll go from last to first. The McLaren to the Haas of Johan Laura. We'll look from the back of the grid. Now on to the drivers themselves. It has been 2 seasons since we have raced at the Sochi Autodrome in Russia. Well, we're going to be a welcome return in the Breakout Racing League. The lights are on. It's time to go in the Breakout Racing League Tier 4 Championship, and it's lights out, and away we go, and a great start from Johan Laura. Look at the Alfa Romeo Phantom. Look at the start from Carbon in the Aston Martin. He's gone up a place already. He's going to look for a move on his teammate, Bald Guy, in a few seconds' time, but look at this, the Alpine going at him. That's going to be Slayer on Johan Laura. Down the inside, who makes it to turn 1 first? That's going to be Johan Laura over the Alpine. Side-by-side contact, and around goes, I believe, Carbon and Bald Guy.
That is really unfortunate from the Aston Martin. As you can see, just chaos going on back here. They're maybe going too wide. It's almost 4x4. But yeah. As I'm looking on Carbon right now, I don't know if the teammates made contact. They could have, but I don't see any wing damage from the other Aston Martin.
Running wide goes the Aston Martin. That's another one spun round. That was going to be Slew in their Red Bull. We saw that at the leather back end. His teammate, the Risky, is going to be pressurizing Phantom the best he can. But Johan Laura got away well. The Slayer's trying at him. Phantom's under pressure from Marutsky. It's all kicking off. Henchman past Carbon for battle for 9th. Carbon down another position. Redeemer past him. Look at this. They're almost 3 wide. Now they are 3 wide. Down. Oh no! Almost lost the car, Carbon. He's going to be under pressure from Avi now in the Williams. Almost 3 wide again, going down into turn 13. It's all kicking off the back. Carnage and chaos. We saw it happen already. Carbon down to 14th. He had an extreme start, but Avi has damage. Does Carbon have damage as well? Looks like he may have some. And look at this. Look at Fluky up to 12th already. He's made an incredible start. Up 6 positions now. A spun round is going to be Carbon in the Aston Martin. And I believe another driver's involved as well. That being, I believe, Sprightly. Almost 3 wide. Going into the pit lane is going to be the Williams of Avi. It's
Williams
really chaotic in the back. Oh no!
Missed the pit
Freak
lane.
around.
Spun off of the back of another car, and now he gets a penalty for it. Wow, absolute madness here on the first lap. But you do have to give props to our biggest winner, Fluky, for up 7th position on the hard tires.
He's done an incredible job so far, but the biggest loser, Bald Guy, is down 13.
As there's an incredible battle for the top 2 right here. Almost 2.5 tenths separated just between the Haas and Alpine, as there's a virtual safety car.
2 drivers of the pits, that being Avi and Sprightly. Avi has gone on to the medium compounded tire with the front wing change, and Sprightly has done the same, but to the hard compounded tire.
Oh, as I believe I see the cause of this virtual safety car, Fluky doesn't have a front wing.
Oh no, he was doing so well. And it looks like you may have, it may be your first time back to the booth in about 2 seasons, but you're no stranger to still commentating cursing. It's great.
Oh yeah. Oh, as
Oh!
Fluky looks like he's absolutely struggling with the understeer. I don't blame him. The car just, it feels worse than a Formula 2 car.
Hey, don't disrespect Formula 2.
Well, no, I'm not disrespecting Formula 2, but like, turns, just doesn't turn. Like, you can get a Honda Civic to turn faster than this car.
Hey!
Without a
To be
front
fair,
wing.
they are extremely aerodynamic dependent. So the virtual safety car is still out. Johan Laura leads Slayer, leads Valkyrie, leads Phantom, leads Ritsky, Seal, Shredder, Ethab actually have a couple of positions. And the race control has enabled the DRS. And we're back racing again. This is not a Johan Laura.
As DRS
There
is
we go.
enabled.
Here comes Slayer to the right-hand side. He has the DRS. He has the ERS. He's not using it. Down the inside, Johan Laura is going to be overtaken, but a switchback. Look at this. Look at the move for the Haas. He's going to go the right way around, the long way around to turn 2. And he's going to go back up into P1, but Slayer is not going to be done yet. He's looking for a move into turn 4. It's not done yet. Around goes Ethab, I believe, in the back of the AlphaTauri, running a little bit deep and off the track a bit. Goes Slayer, but he's going to stay second. Johan Laura keeps the lead.
Yeah, unfortunate for Ethab. Not only did he have to deal with the 5 grid penalty, now he's around. I don't know the cause of it. But yeah, this is an amazing battle up here. The top 6.
Oh! Almost lost the car. I saw Phantom almost just hit the barrier, and Ethab is out of the race.
He's on the right side of the wall. Looks like he lost the car. Can this be a safety car? It's going to be another virtual safety car.
This is the first 2 virtual safety cars, I believe, of the weekend. It's quite odd indeed. I'm surprised that would have not have been a safety car. That helps out Phantom a bit. He was under pressure from Ritsky, and with the virtual safety car, the DRS is disabled, and that run and that moment he had at the exit of turn 7 into 8 into 9 will be negated. By the way, I want to point out, Phantom is rocking the number 7 for Kimi Räikkönen.
Yeah, it's because he joined in late as we go back racing.
And it's gone all wrong already. Ritsky's hit the back of Phantom as the safety car, the virtual safety car clears. He resets the track, and that may be a steward's inquiry later on. But does he have damage to the Red Bull? What has happened there?
As we go back to the top, Slayer isn't done with Johan Laura. He's going to go up the inside into turn 2. Oh. That didn't end that well. Johan uses the proper reroute. I don't know. Yeah, something like that. So they're still going side by side. More contact.
Oh, contact made. And look at Valkyrie's going to get them both. Running wide, Johan Laura. And here comes the McLaren around the outside.
More
contact made. And around goes Slayer.
Absolute chaos. Just the scenes we're witnessing here.
The absolute chaos. It is not dying down. It's only lap 4.
Johan Laura loses the car.
Oh no, and so has Seal into the barriers hard.
I don't know if that's wing damage for the Ferrari driver, but in attempting to avoid the incident, he just loses the car himself. This is absolute madness.
It has been incredible madness. Fluky has been given a 5-second time for speeding the pit lane as Ritsky's gotten past Henchman around the outside, and that was an easy move for the Red Bull.
Redeemer, he's going to dive it up the inside of Seal. No, he is not. This is just absolute. Just everything's changed from the first 2 laps already.
Phantom, by the way, with his medium combat tire, the 3 drivers in the top 6 are on the medium. Slayer down a position, by the way, yellow flag. But Phantom's going to have the DRS on Valkyrie this time by, and he's going to have a really good chance to go after this lead. Ritsky sets the fastest up the Grand Prix at 35.9, so maybe he will not have damage. But Phantom, he's on the button. He has the DRS. He has the slipstream. He has the ERS. He's going to go for this move down to turn 1 into turn 2 on Valkyrie and the McLaren. Around the long way around. Phantom goes off the track a bit, goes Valkyrie. Phantom almost loses the car. Valkyrie goes on. Phantom's going to run around the outside of turn 3. He's still going to be there side by side. It looks like Phantom's going to have the upper hand going into turn 4. He's still going to be there, and he's going to make sure he's going to stay there. Phantom up to first on the medium tire. And it's moving on for Phantom in the Alfa Romeo.
And all of this battling from 2 seconds behind, Shredder is now in sight of the Alfa Romeo driver.
It's gone incredibly wild, by the way, because now we went from one Haas to the next. Johan Laura, now we're at Shredder, the top 3. Johan Laura now pressurizing LDR Redeemer from pressurizing one Alfa Romeo to the other one. Johan Laura is.
Yeah, as a top 3.
Not done yet, though. Shredder could possibly pressurize Valkyrie in a few seconds' time. Yellow flag.
That is an Alpine. It is Slayer once again.
Maybe Slayer.
Slayer has had absolute horrid luck as he has wing damage.
Johan Laura, I said he was pressurizing the Alfa Romeo. He's now gotten through on the Alfa Romeo of LDR Redeemer. He's up to 7th. Oh, and look at that. Actually, it was, I believe, a car around. It was fluky. And that almost caught out Johan Laura.
Fluky being lapped already. This race has just gone from absolutely amazing to bad to worse.
It was such a promising start for the Ferrari, and it's all come tumbling down from him. Valkyrie's out of DRS, but Shredder is definitely not. He's going to be closing in on the McLaren. Johan Laura, the other Haas, is the fastest lap with the DRS, with the ERS, the slipstream. It's almost deja vu from a lap ago. The McLaren, this time he brakes a lot later than the Haas.
So we have a full safety car. I think
and a full safety car. What has happened there?
The pits, I think. Let's watch on board with Slayer. Is this true? Yes, he did. He blocked the pits.
Oh, no. Well, that's unfortunate.
So now, this absolutely neutralizes the race, and this could be absolutely horrible for a driver like Phantom, who's already starting on the mediums. I think he's going to have to stay out.
Definitely true. He will probably have to stay out. The softs can only go about 20 or so laps. And, I mean, maybe he could stretch it. It could be possible, but it may be too risky. Slayer goes on to the medium cup of tire, and with a front wing change, he'll go out, and he'll be the only one so far who has pitted, but it's going to be up to Phantom. He's going to catch the safety car, who is in turn 2, the exit of it, into turn 3. Who pits? Who stays out? What's the strategy so far for the Russian Grand Prix? It's been chaos, and it's only been 5 completed laps. We're on lap 6 at 27.
Another notable driver also has to be James B, up 10 positions on the medium tires as Days Free speeds under the safety car. I
and
hope,
Seal.
there's 2 drivers. That's not good at all. I hope they don't pay. I hope they realize that you can't serve penalties under safety car.
Well, Phantom comes in. No, he baits him out. He stays out, but the 2 behind him, Valkyrie and Shredder, both go in. He pulls the double whammy, and he baits the McLaren and the Haas into the pit lane. But then again, they were going to go in anyway. They were on the softs. Rutsky has a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That is not good for him as well. Johan Laura Butters has a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane as well.
Absolute just penalties. Rutsky on the hards. He wants to go to the end.
Slew stays out. Same with Frizy, James B, Henchman, and Phantom. So it looks like everyone who went in were on the soft compound tire. This is to the end on the mediums.
Yeah, the top 4, all drivers who started on the mediums, they stayed out. This could be beneficial for them. The mediums are going to make it to the end. They can't get back onto softs. It's all about whether or not they can pull up the gap from Valkyrie on down.
Well, right now to look out for, though, we've gone 6 completed laps. We'll have 21 to go. We'll restart probably around lap 9 or 10, probably on to lap 10. So we'll have around 18 or so laps to go. That is going to be crucial in the factoring of who in. Do these guys in the top 5? Everyone else behind them has stopped except for Freak down in 9th. And Avi Sprightly is both have some 4 laps on their tire, respectively, 16th and 17th. When do these guys stop? Because, well, they have to meet the 2 third tire requirement. They've started on those mediums. They can't take that the entire race distance. They have to stop on either the C5 soft compound or the C3 hard compound. That's going to be crucial to determining when the strategy is, but that's going to be difficult because the guys behind them, they can go to the end.
Yeah, I think it's all going to be, for the top guys, they're all going to have to become soft, depending on the hard, just basically shooting yourself in the foot. So, softs are going to have to be the way to go. They can pit relatively later now compared to their usual strategy because we are under safety car and the 2 VSCs. So it's all going to be...
These guys are honestly hoping that there's another safety car.
I think it's going to be all down to the gap. Honestly, if they can pull so Valkyrie and Slew instead, it is going to have to be the fight to watch because Valkyrie right now is net P1.
Well, with them being net P1, they also have the little bit of the challenge of making it through, because right now they are about mid-pack, and we saw how chaotic the start was. It could be chaotic again. Now we're going to wait for Slayer to catch up to the safety car queue. This will definitely help the Alpine, as this race did not start very well. Butters comes in. He'll serve, I believe, that 5-second time penalty he got for speeding under the safety car. I'm sorry, for speeding into the pit lane. He'll go on to another set of mediums.
So Butters decides it's worth it to pit now and go into the back of the field and pit later and just be nowhere.
That is true, because he didn't have much to lose. He was down in the bottom 4 already. So going down 2 or 3 positions wouldn't really do much in the grand scheme of things. Just imagine if he has to come in and stop for a set of softs later on in the race, and that 5 seconds still applied. Or better yet, if he doesn't serve it at all, that 5 second will be applied at the end of his race time.
Yeah, it's now the final driver we are going to be waiting for is Butters. I think he will catch the queue in time, and we should go racing again if he does catch the queue this time.
So let's look at penalties real quick. He will definitely catch. We'll go in this time by Ruski. It's a 5 second time penalty for speeding into the pit lane. Freak and Gas Mask or Seal both have a drive-through time penalty for speeding under the safety car. That cannot be served under the safety car. They will have to serve it within 3 laps of the safety car coming back in. Avi has a 3 second time penalty for multiple runnings. These track extensions that we applied at the end of his race time. The rest do not have penalties, and Butters have caught up to the pack already. We're going in indeed. So, now with this being said, it's going to be up to Phantom again to determine when he wants to go from around turn 15 to the exit of the final corner.
I think
Where do you think he goes?
I think he's going to try to pull it relatively late. What he wants is he wants to pull a fake on Henchman and just get as much of a gap as he can as possible. He wants to run away from the field so he can prevent Valkyrie and everyone else who already pitted going to the end from catching up.
That's going to be the question. When does he go? And does he get away well? Because that's going to be the charging cars from 6 on back. Valkyrie, Shredder. Those two are going to be the most prominent and noticeable. Carbon has a 5 second time penalty collision with Seal. That is down in 12th and 13th. Seal must have hit the back of Carbon. There may have been a checkup.
Shredder.
And Shredder has a 5 second.
We see a big queue forming. Everyone wants to go, but it's all down to Phantom. He's going to go at the exit of the final corner. He has to get an absolutely amazing launch compared to Henchman, and he does.
Well, who gets an excellent launch? It's going to be actually down in 6th. Valkyrie has got a pretty good launch indeed.
And slow and
He can
steady.
close in. Yes, he can. Weaving in the back. That's going to be Shredder and Rutski, but Valkyrie gets ahead of Slew.
This is exactly what Valkyrie wants and exactly what Phantom does not want. So Phantom has pulled away very well. Almost a second gap already. We're not even in sector 2.
Oh, running really wide. That was being the Red Bull, I believe, of Slew. That's going to definitely try to incentivize Shredder going down into turn 5. He's just not close enough this time, but look at this. Ruski's behind him, and Johan Lora's behind him. The Red Bulls and Haas's are in checkerboard pattern, but Redeemer's looking in the wing.
Because Henchman, I believe, might be one of our first drivers to get a penalty off of track. Shredder is going to get an amazing corner compared to Slow and Steady, but even before the DRS zone, he's ahead.
Rutski almost lost the car, and you may have heard me gasp because I thought he was gone, but now the two Red Bulls side by side down into turn 11, down into turn 12. Around, I believe,
Slayer
goes one of the Alpines, that being Slayer. Still wheel to wheel with the two Red Bulls down to the 13, and Rutski gets ahead of Slow into 13, but look out behind him though. Johan Laura is still looking in. He's actually going to make for the move down into turn 14, now into 15. And don't look behind them. Carbon running wide. That's going to be Redeemer. Johan Laura gets the position at 8th.
Yeah, it's
Redeemer
slow and
holds on in
steady.
10th.
Looks like he is just absolutely struggling right now. Could be wing damage. I don't know. It could be lack of pace. It's just being overtaken by everyone around him.
Good. Seal comes in to stop. Maybe he has a little bit of damage. Redeemer is going to be in the ring and pressurizing Slow. Here come behind him, though. Carbon is going to be in the pressurizing wing, and watch out for Redeemer and Carbon. We could have 3 wide moment down at turn 1.
Oh.
It's not going to be close enough for Carbon, though. But Redeemer is going to be wheel to wheel. Hula's regular is going to be a braking later for the Alfa Romeo. Side by side and pushing onto the tracks. Almost contact between Carbon and Slow. And, Carbon's going to go wheel to wheel with Slow now down into turn 3. Still wheel to wheel, side by side. Carbon gets ahead. A little bit of a body check.
Guy could even come in. No, he can't. This is just absolute scenes right here. Unfortunate for Slow and Steady. I don't know what's causing him to be going slower compared to the guys around him. I think it might have to be wing damage. I don't see any other reasonable aspect as to why he's being overtaken.
Definitely possible. Wing damage is definitely a huge determinant. Especially with these cars, indeed.
Side by side with Rutski. Ooh, cops the curb. Contact. Red Bull runs wide. Now they're onto the main straight where you can't overtake. Valkyrie's also trying to get past Shredder. There's a lot of action going on here.
Yes, there is. DRS is going to be enabled next time by So Valkyrie's a little bit too far back at this time, just trying to go attack Shredder and the Haas. And in front of him, he's trying to go attack Frizy and the Mercedes. And by the way, Henchman, 2.5 seconds off of Phantom.
Wow, Phantom is just doing everything he has to right now. James B should be able to get past Henchman this lap as he's going to get DRS onto the second zone. As we see almost a three-way battle here. Phantom sets the fastest lap. We have Frizy, Shredder, and Valkyrie all right here. They all want to get past the Mercedes, but the Mercedes doesn't want to let go. Actually, DRS is on this straight.
Look at Shredder, he's going to look for this move. He's going to have the DRS, he's going to have the overspeed in the slipstream. Not anymore. He pulls out to the right-hand side. He's going to go down the inside. A little bit of contact between the two drivers. Running wide, going to be the Mercedes and Frizy. Here comes Valkyrie, almost 3 wide down to the turn 3. This is not going to work. Well, around the outside, Shredder goes. Down the inside, Valkyrie goes. Contact between the two made. Still side by side in the 4. And Valkyrie will get ahead of the Mercedes into 5th.
Wow, everyone being overtaken. James B still can't get past Henchman. He wants to get his past Henchman as fast as he can so someone can catch up to Phantom, who's almost 3 seconds ahead. Absolutely running away with it. Valkyrie wants to do all that he can to try to catch the gap to Phantom. As Shredder's actually blinking, he's on very low ERS. I think he might still have DRS from the car ahead of him though.
Yes, he does, only just within that 1 second distance, but now he's going to have the DRS and a little bit of help from James B in front of him and Henchman in front of him, but Valkyrie is going to be crucially a little bit too far back because of the DRS from Shredder himself.
Bald guy gets past the other Red Bull slow and steady. Once again, slow and steady just seems to be struggling right now. It's not looking good for him.
Butters gets past Avi, battle for 13th. Mercedes ahead of the Williams.
Yeah, the driver I really want to commend right now is Rutsky on the hard tires, which I have to say are absolutely terrible. He's just hanging on there as he gets a penalty. I think I'm just gonna stop.
To commentate curse him.
I think I'm just gonna stop complimenting drivers now. Everyone's doing a terrible job, guys. Come on.
The first time he did that, we saw Fluky in the wall. Slayer actually grabs the fastest lap of the Grand Prix at 34.7 for the Alpine. And closing in, Johan Laura on Frizy.
Oh, it's actually Shredder. Looks like he was gonna go side by side with James B on the long left-hander. He's too far back. Johan Laura gets a penalty. Shredder gets a better exit than James B. Could he go for it into this corner? I don't think he should. No, he backs out of it.
Smart decision.
Oh, he still gets a better exit. Not enough space. It looks like James B is just struggling under traction. I think Shredder's new tires are
help Valkyrie though.
Actually, yeah, Valkyrie was the net P1 out Shredder.
Johan Laura is absolutely all over the back end of Frizy, but Valkyrie's going to be all over the back end of Shredder. This time he's going to be close enough. I don't think he will. Johan Laura will definitely be close enough on Frizy. He'll definitely make that move in front. We'll keep in mind of those two in front of him, but here comes the Haas. Johan Laura. Valkyrie's looking for the move on. Oh, big contact into the wall.
That's a reset
and a reset the track as well. Johan Laura bounced over the top of the curb. Just wasn't enough space left by Frizy. That could be a steward's inquiry coming the way of Johan Laura and of Frizy, respectively. But Valkyrie tried to make a move on Shredder. It didn't work out. He's still behind the Haas. Johan Laura tried to make a move on Frizy. It didn't work either.
As James B has lost DRS to Henchman. Phantom's already 4 seconds out in the lead.
It's gone absolutely perfect for Phantom.
Here
The
comes
safety car
Shredder.
restart, but look at Shredder. He's going to look for the move on James B down the inside of turn 2. He's going to make the move stick.
A little bit of contact with the Alpha Tauri broke.
Oh, running wide. I believe that's Redeemer through turn 1.
I think Redeemer has wing damage.
Running really wide through turn 3. He has wing damage.
Oh, here comes both Aston Martins. Carbon misses the corner. Yeah. Oh, no, Redeemer.
Oh, big crash. Redeemer into the barriers hard.
Wow. Unfortunate for Redeemer. One Alfa Romeo's absolute glory is another one's absolute travesty.
It was a really confusing moment there because Carbon went deep. He got overtaken by his teammate, Bald Guy. And then all of a sudden, Redeemer's car just went around. Yellow flag, I believe. That will
Carbon.
be through. Carbon's around at turn 15. I'm sorry, at turn 9. He's in position 15.
Ooh,
Here comes Johan Laura on Bald Guy, though. And at 13, with a DRS, he'll go along the wrong way around down the inside of the corner itself. And up into P8. There's the Haas.
I think Johan Mar is on an absolute mission right now. He's driving with rage.
Oh, drifting the car.
Yeah. You see James B and Shredder. James B got overtaken by Shredder in the previous lap. I don't think he's going to be nearly close enough. His Valkyrie's a lot closer to the AlphaTauri than the AlphaTauri is to the Haas.
Make this move. James B has the DRS of Shredder in front of him, but it's not going to be helping him enough because Valkyrie's going to still be there. He's going to go down the inside the McLaren into turn 2, and he's going to make the move stick. James B's going to have to follow suit behind him. But behind him, Bald Guy makes another move on Johan Laura.
Oh, here we go. Rutsky and Frizy too wide into the long left-handed. Please don't die.
Oh,
Ooh.
almost a major collision there. Contact between Rutsky and Frizy. Rutsky gets ahead.
Slayer did the same overtake. He overtook around the long left-hander. Very well done. Johan Lara is already caught up to the back of Bald Guy. I believe that was a 2.5 second gap, and now it's been reduced to absolutely nothing.
He's going to go pressurize the Aston Martin once again. The Aston Martin overtook him. He re-overtook him. And now he's going to have to try and overtake him once again.
Yeah, Johan Lara is on an absolute mission right now. He's going up the inside, almost no space, but he makes it worth.
Seal grabs a 3-second time, but don't need more to warnings and track extensions for the Ferrari. He's down to 15th. His race has not really gone to plan.
As Phantom, I believe in a few laps time is going to be in the pit window. I believe the softs can make it around 10, maybe more laps. So we're going to have to look when he pits with this 5.5 second lead. Shredder caught the back of Hedgeman.
Oh! Carbon in the wall. He's lost his entire front wing now. Yellow flag ahead of him.
Here comes Shredder. Virtual safety
and
car.
A virtual safety car because debris from both into turn 8, into 9, and into 7.
If this... Nah, I was thinking if this virtual safety car came out a bit later, it would have given Phantom a chance to pit, but I think it's way too early for Soft to make it. So Butters gets a penalty under VSC.
I think if Phantom had that virtual safety car a little bit earlier, I think it possibly could have worked in this favor because Softs can make it from here. They can go around 20 laps. Well, that's about 20 laps, isn't it? I'm not very good at that.
As Valkyrie goes off the track.
What has happened to Valkyrie under the safety car, the virtual safety car? He's lost numerous positions. He's losing even more. He doesn't have damage, but he's down to 11th.
He looks like he just pulled off the track as soon as VSC went out. I have no idea what happened. Absolute madness here as he hops the curb. A little bit surprised he didn't flip. Ooh, Johan Lara behind Frizy. Frizy got a lot of sliding action on the exit as we see 2 overtakes being done down the same straight.
Ahead of him, James B. and Ritsky. The 2 Honda-powered cars switching positions. The Red Bull ahead of the AlphaTauri. The hards on that Red Bull looking pretty fine right now.
Yeah, I have to absolutely... Actually, I'm not going to compliment him. I'm sorry. I really want to do that. I don't think it's worth it.
He's compromising, overall pleasure to make sure you don't crash. Just a little friendly reminder.
Yeah, I'm not going to compliment him. It's not worth it.
Just know, he wants to compliment you. So just
I really
keep it at
want
that.
to.
So far, Shredder 4.7 seconds behind the Alfa Romeo Phantom, and kind of keeping steady at that gap between Phantom and Shredder, but somewhat trying to close in. That's going to be Valkyrie on slow and steady down the inside through turn 2. The McLaren gets ahead of the Red Bull.
Actually, something to notice is I think Phantom lost about a second on the VSC restart. He had a 5.5 second lead and it's down. It pulled into a 4.7. There's a yellow flag for Johan
Lara's around. It's turn 4. We've seen it a couple of times already, and it's happened again. And Valkyrie now has a 3-second time, but only on top of his mistake earlier on from that virtual safety car running wide through Johan Lara. That's going to be Redeemer the fastest lap. He's on the softs. They can go to the end.
I think Johan Lara has damage. He was on an absolute charge now, and the cards might not turn. I don't know. It's still hard to see.
It's possible, but look at this. Henchman and Ritsky. The Red Bull closing in. He could be on for the podium here.
Bald Guy also makes an overtake. Slayer looks like he absolutely wanted to send it almost into the side pod of Frizy, but managed to get the car stopped. As yeah, Henchman, Rutsky, and James B are just right there.
Trying to close in, but this time I'll have DRS down the front straightaway. That'll be plenty of time for the Red Bull of Rutsky to get through on the Williams of Henchman. A little bit deep through 18, but he's going to have the slipstream. He's going to have the DRS in a few seconds' time, but he has the ERS going, the button on right now. Well, is it going to be enough? Henchman's going to go to the right. He's going to try to go break the slipstream as best he can. Will it be enough for the Red Bull to get there? He may be a little bit too far back. He is a little bit too far back. Slater gets past Fricey, though. Battle for 7.
Yeah, as Rutsky, he just doesn't have enough battery to try to push down the main straight. Neither does Henchman, but that compromises both of them. So instead, he gets a penalty.
Same with Freak. Both drivers in 3-second time, but Rutsky once again closing in and trying to pressurize Henchman as best as he can. Both drivers under 20% of battery. Let's take a look at the telemetry. See what the Red Bull is going on. 14%, 12% battery on the Red Bull. Trying to close in, yellow flag.
Could this be a safety car? Yes, it is.
It is a safety car.
Phantom or that's not Phantom, that's Redeemer, my bad. This is absolute prime right now for Phantom. Although Shredder's right there. I don't think Shredder's in a pit.
Theoretically, Shredder should not pit. He can go to the end on these medium tires, and Phantom has to stop, so this will be the absolute perfect time for him to do so on the soft compounded tire. But now it's up to what does Shredder want to do? Does he want to risk having these mediums on for the rest of these 11 or so laps and make it about 20 laps by the time he crosses that checkered flag, while Phantom has some fresh softs? Does he go in?
This is going to be one big decision on Shredder. He could get the track position knowing all the softener is going to be behind him. What does he do? He stays out.
Behind him, Henchman's going to go in the Williams. Staying out is going to be Rutsky. And the Red Bull, his hard's going to be pretty fresh compared to the mediums by the end of the race.
All the guys who
softs
pitted earlier are staying out except for Butters and Johan Lara.
Well, this is going to hurt Phantom big time. Is he going to fall down the order a little bit?
No, this could be very well in Phantom's favor because all of the drivers who haven't pitted in front of him are on older, slower tires. And there is still plenty of race left.
We'll restart, I believe, at around 19 or maybe lap 20. So, because of that, we have around at least 7-8 laps to go.
This is going to be one hell of a charge from Phantom.
The softs, compared to the mediums and hards over a course of a lap, is not as significant as you would think, but it's definitely significant. But now, fresh softs, 10 to 11 lap old hards and mediums, he's going to be on for a charge. Look out for this Alfa Romeo in 6th.
The fresh tires might not have that much of a delta between them, but these are used mediums. So that's going to make that delta go as much in Phantom's favor as possible.
But he needs to get past them as quick as possible, because as soon as the DRS starts, look what happened to Phantom and the battle between him and Valkyrie. I mean, Valkyrie had fresh mediums compared to 7, 6 lap old mediums and was held up and lost a significant amount of time. So Phantom needs to get a move on as quick as he possibly can as soon as this safety car comes in. Let's go through it so far. Penalties: 5 seconds for Shredder, 8 seconds for Rutsky, 6 seconds for Valkyrie, 3 for Henchman, 3 from Fricey, Slow and Steady, Johan Lara, Butters, Avi, Redeemer, and Seal. Everyone else does not have a penalty.
Yeah, penalties are going to play a huge factor, especially in the battle for the top, as you see Shredder and Rutsky both have penalties.
Off the position gain, Shredder's gone up 8, Rutsky up 4, notably James B up 8, Johan Lara though down 10, it was 10, because now he goes into the pit lane.
Yeah, he pitted onto the mediums originally, which was odd. I don't know if he's just pitting again to change tires or to change wing.
We'll see in a few seconds' time. It looks like they may just change to the soft compounded tire. Is it a wing change? No, it is not. Just a soft compound change.
It's a very odd pit stop from the Haas driver. Besides that, he prefers losing all of these positions over being on the medium tires, as the top two are actually really close on their safety car. Just a small break from Shredder can give them both a penalty. You see Rutsky being aggressive as ever, trying to warm up his hard tires, which is going to be a task himself.
Keep in mind, Rutsky and Johan Laura both may be very well having a 5-second time penalty coming their way by the end of the Grand Prix for
That is
resetting to track. So, safety car could come in this lap. Carbon is going into turn 2 in a few seconds' time, so he'll catch him. Theoretically, by the end of this lap, will come in with 19 laps completed, 8 laps to go of round 15 of the Breakout Racing League Tier 4 Championship in the Russian Grand Prix. It's all to play for.
This is all going to be on Carbon catching this lap. Should be possible. But, I don't know, it's not looking that likely. As he actually gets a penalty under safety car, which shows you how much he's trying to push to catch the grid. If he catches the grid, he's going to have the warmest tires out of any driver. Although all of the people ahead of him are on softs, yeah.
But he also has one of the oldest tires on the grid, barring the top 5.
You can't really say oldest tires on the grid barring the top 5, considering everyone else
Well,
on the grid has pitted.
I mean, what about Redeemer?
You see, Redeemer's is doing his own thing.
I mean, fair enough.
Actually, yeah, Redeemer went from dead last, setting his own little fastest laps. Now he's in P14. As is this an overtake on the safety car? No, it's Slayer coming in.
What is...
He decides he doesn't want to be on mediums. So now that is one less position for Phantom to have to tussle for.
Well, that's also going to be one extra lap for the safety car to stay out. We'll have 7 laps to go.
Yeah, I don't think Carbon was able to catch the pass.
Front wing change.
Oh, that might have been.
That's why.
But they couldn't have been on their safety car unless he hit the wall because he would have gotten the penalty.
It may have been hitting a wall.
Yeah, Slayer has had some this horrendous luck this race. He's been spun around a few times, gotten wing damage. Yeah, unfortunate. As his teammate, it has even worse luck considering he DNF'd.
Very true. Well, we'll have 7 laps to go, and I bet you've been waiting to say this line. Ritzy, what is it time to go get?
Huh?
Oh, you did not just do that.
I was trying to put my phone to charge, man.
Okay, what is it time to go get, Ritzy?
The snacks.
There
Let's
you go. 7 laps to go. Make sure you have some popcorn because it can get very wild in the remainder of this Tier 4 Russian Grand Prix. It could be all to play for.
Okay, I got the popcorn machine ready. You want some or no?
Well, Groggy got it. You got some popcorn. You can get the popcorn machine and serve enough for the ones in the back.
Alright, so I'll make about 20 bags. You guys can share within yourselves. Make sure you have your masks on. Code still thing. Remember that. Please silence yourself.
Can I get 6 of the bags?
Movie's about to get starting. You'll get 3.
Can I get 6 of them?
No.
Okay, good enough.
Safety car
No.
in this lap.
All right. The movie is definitely about to get started. The safety car is once again in this lap, so it's going to be up to Shredder and the Haas team. When will he go? He has Ritsky behind him, and the Red Bull on the hard cup out of tire, Bald Guy, and Valkyrie. But it's going to be up to Phantom, Henchman, James B. Frizy, Slow and Steady, Butters. When will those guys and the rest of the grid, how quickly will they move up through the field?
This is all going to be mediums versus soft, and as we all know, soft tires are superior.
You know, usually I would say you were wrong, but this time I have to agree with you. Shredder's gone.
So now, the driver to watch 100% has to be Phantom. He's fighting for the lead here. Did not get the greatest restart as Shredder got a decent one.
Decent start indeed for Shredder. Valkyrie for a second. Thought he could go after Bald Guy going under the turn 2. A little bit too
Seal
far
and
back
Redeemer, they're
this
going to
time.
go into turn 2 side by side. I don't think Seal's far enough along. No, he's not. Redeemer looks like he cut the second corner. Johan Lara is going to go for an opportunity. And he's going to get it. Can he get Redeemer as well? I think he's too far. Henchman gets a penalty.
That's huge for his race.
Ooh,
Seal goes down the inside of Johan Lara.
That was one hell of a dive bomb.
Trying to make it work. Almost getting the back of the Haas going down into turn 5.
As now, it's
Misses
the moment we've been waiting for. Phantom is right there. Oh,
He is indeed.
gonna
And
go
here
for
he
it.
goes. He may go for it this time by down in the turn 10.
Ooh.
Oh, a little bit of contact over the curb. He clambers on to the Alfa Romeo. He's too far back on Valkyrie this time. Valkyrie was not reluctant to give the space up. He, in fact, didn't want to give it at all. Here comes Phantom, though. He's on the button. He has the slipstream. He's not going to have the DRS this time by. Will he go for the move this time by? He needs to go for the move. He will go for the move down the inside of turn 13. The Alfa Romeo got the move.
Johan
the
Lara
fourth.
also
That's
gets
what he
the
needed.
move on the other Alfa Romeo. Redeemer's fighting as hard as he can. He wants this position. They're still side by side. I think Redeemer's got it for now. No, he doesn't. Johan Lara around the outside, which doesn't work. Alfa Romeo drivers are
3-second time penalty.
fighting as hard as they can right now. And here we go, Redeemer. Phantom gets another lap. Just absolutely force them. Slayer gets a penalty. It's gonna.
It's all to play for, though. 1.4 seconds. Shredder ahead of Rutsky.
Oh, look at
It's gonna be
Henchman.
crucial.
He wanted to go for it.
Henchman looking for the move on Valkyrie.
There's been a lot of change of positions in the back of the grid. I don't know if that's contact. James B looking for a move. I think he's too far back. Yes, he is. Phantom is still right behind Bald Guy. There's so many fights happening on track, guys. It's hard to keep up. Redeemer gets a penalty. It's gonna hurt his chances of getting points this race. Phantom just pushing Aston Martin along.
DRS will be enabled next time by, so no DRS this time through into turn 13. It's going to be another ballsy move. Can Phantom hold on to it? Can he do it? Can he go up and get past Bald Guy? Because right now Rutsky and Shredder both have time penalties to their name. Will they removed? I don't know. But yellow flag through. Redeemer around at turn 10.
It's not promising for the championship leader's teammate. Oh, as he gets a
Going deep.
mega
Look at the switchback
exit.
from Bald Guy.
Wow.
What a move!
Bald Guy
Down
doesn't
the
want to
inside
give it
of
up.
15. Still side by side. He'll give it up this time.
Wow, that was a tremendous move, proving how grippy these soft tires are. Just their absolute pace. He's in the podium position. Theoretically, he can get the race win right here, but that's not what Phantom wants.
No racer and driver wants that, but he's going to have the DRS, he's going to have the ERS, he's on the button to the right-hand side, he's not going to have the slipstream, because he pulled out really early, he has the overspeed, and it's not even going to be a contest down in the turn 2. Phantom easily through, but look at Valkyrie, and Bald Guy racing, contact made, clambering over the curves, and look at Henchman trying to get both of them, he's going to go down the inside of both of them to turn 3. Contact between 3 wide, almost 4 wide down in the turn 3.
Oh, this is
Almost 3 wide
madness.
again, Bald Guy, Henchman, contact.
Oh, that's not
huge
steady.
crash with slow and steady.
As Valkyrie's just in the sandwich right now. He hops over the curb and he loses his wing. Wow. Safety car.
Johan Laura caused the safety car there. That's at what turn? What is that? Is that on track?
That's in the pits. I don't think he caused
that's
it. There
the
was
pit
a
lane, okay.
massive accident on Valkyrie, and Valkyrie just
was.
overtook under safety car.
I believe what happened, not exactly sure what exactly happened between Valkyrie and James B. Valkyrie now has no front wing.
Oh, it was madness, I tell you. 3 wide into first corner in the second sector. Valkyrie hops the curb, gets annihilated because there's a car on his outside.
Well, that's going to hurt Shredder
He doesn't
a
pit.
little bit more.
Is
Smart
anyone
not to,
gonna
because
pit?
the safety car will have to come in on lap 25, on the conclusion of 25, so we would actually get the group all bunched up, but I don't think it's going to last that long.
Only 3 drivers pit, and it's the bottom 3. There's almost contact
Valkyrie.
going into the pits.
I believe those 3 are going to repair their front wings, as well as tire change to the softs. So,
It's going to be madness for the bottom here.
it will. I think it may honestly go down. We may not have DRS enabled.
Oh, that's going to be hell of a fight. Phantom wants it. He does have the win in his hands right now, but he doesn't want to win this way. He wants to prove his worth. He wants to prove why he's the championship leader.
Well, to be fair, his championship leader, and a championship rival, I should say, James B, is in 7th with the time penalty. Carbon, a 5-second time penalty for collision with Slayer under the safety car.
I think Slayer
Not going to
also
help his
got a
case. It's
penalty.
11th and 12th. Let's go look at the penalties while we're at it. 5 seconds to Shredder, so that actually could be removed. Not sure what it's for. It could have been if it was under safety car, that could be removed.
But you also
Phantom's
have to
gonna win it on
consider
track
he
even more
restarted
now.
the track.
That is true. Wait, no, was it him?
Oh, was it Shredder?
It was
Oh, no,
Ritzky
that was Johan.
and Johan
Never mind.
Launer.
Oh,
It was Lohan.
so this is not as clear cut as it appears. We're gonna go in next lap, unless it comes in this lap. I don't know how the game works.
Which it very well could come in
No.
this lap. It could just say, you know what?
I mean, it's
No,
true,
do you not
true.
remember? There's been some extremely late calls, and it could happen again.
I don't know.
But
We
I
have to
think they're
wait
going
and
to
see.
wait for next lap.
This is gonna be 2-3 laps. It's absolute showdown.
If it comes in this time, we will have DRS enabled on the last
It's
lap of
not
the Grand
coming in.
Prix. But if it doesn't, it's not going to come in.
Unless
So
it
we're
cuts into the
not going to
pits right now.
have the drag reduction system. No DRS. It's going to be a straight fight between Shredder and Phantom, Ritzky, Bald Guy, Henchman, Freezy, Jainsby, Avi, Butter, Sprightly, and everyone on the grid.
Carbon pits.
Who gets points?
Yeah, it's gonna be. This is gonna not really hurt Phantom. I don't say he's still on the far superior tire, but this is gonna help a guy like Rutsky, like Bald Guy, who are defending from the soft runners right behind them. They're gonna have that extra advantage down the straight that they wouldn't have with DRS enabled.
It very well could actually be a dramatic finish. We had some pretty dramatic finishes indeed. It could be another one.
Oh yeah. Overall, I'm just excited to see how it goes.
As we all. If you're just tuning in, we're going to go back racing with 2 laps to go of the Breakout Racing League Tier 4 Championship and the Russian Grand Prix. Carbon has a 3-second time penalty under the safety car applied to the end of his race time, but it's going to be between a straight-up fight, no DRS, no drag reduction system, and it's going to be a straight-up fight between Shredder, Phantom, Ritzky, Bald Guy, and everyone else for those podium positions.
Ooh.
Phantom has been given a 5-second time penalty.
That wasn't his
Collision
fault.
with Ritzky.
That wasn't his
That
fault.
could be removed, but so could Shredder's.
Yeah, Rutsky, I've noticed, this gets far too close to the driver in front of him. Just that little brake checker, that deceleration catches the driver out who drives like that. This is why you're taught to not tailgate when you get your driver's license.
I mean, you can tailgate, just don't tailgate other people.
Same thing.
You know?
Safety
Yeah,
car
a good
in this
tailgate's
lap.
pretty good. By the way, Sprightly could be on for a really good points finish here if it goes his way. Same for Bald Guy, he could be on for a podium. Now that I say that, they're going to be both upside down in 14th. But, you know,
Sprightly
what can you
has
do?
had an amazing race after being alongside Fluky, who didn't set a lap. As Shredder's is keeping on the safety car, he's not back in the field up as much as you would think he should.
Seal's been given a 5-second time penalty, collision with
Shredder's
Redeemer,
gone.
and Shredder's gone. No DRS, so as soon as he gets away,
He's gone.
it's on.
So this is 2 laps right here. Absolute showdown.
Shredder breaking the slipstream all the way to the right-hand side, making sure that Phantom does not get any benefit. Down to the turn 2.
So there's a massive gap between Fries and Henchman. 1 second. Speaking of Henchman, they're side by side with Bald Guy. Didn't work. Fries could be looking for a move right here. Too wide into this corner. This could end terribly, but they keep it civil. As he hops the curb. Wow. He just went airborne. They're still side by side. James B is just looking at this and saying thank you as Henchman hops another curb. Phantom is just absolutely on the back of Shredder. He's hounding the Haas, and Rutsky has been left behind.
It's going to be all or nothing for Phantom here. He has 1 more lap to do it, because he very well could have his penalty removed, and so could Shredder. Slew a 3-second time penalty for both boarding to track extensions, but 1 penalty to either of these drivers could be it. Shredder trying to break the slipstream. Down to the 13, too far back once again. Yellow flag. Through turn 13. Slow and steady around. And out of the Grand Prix.
As looking at the ERS, it's all looking toward Phantom's favor right now. He has the battery, he has the tires. All he has to do is get past the driver in front of him.
Well, it's going to have 18 more corners to do so.
Ooh,
huge implications. Frizzy's got what's happened between Jane B and Bald Guy. We're on the final lap of the Russian Grand Prix in Tier 4. It's chaos already, but here they go. Phantom and Shredder, the top two. They're going to be trying to fight for this lead. Can Shredder hold on to the turn 2? Bald Guy, 5-second time, but he's reading the pit lane, but it's all kicking off now. Phantom to the left-hand side. He's going to go the long way around to turn 2. Little bit of contact, but he makes the move stick. Phantom takes the lead on the final lap of the Russian Grand Prix, and he has only 15 more corners to go to hold on and keep it.
As two drivers retire in the pits on the last lap, Phantom, he can't get a penalty right now. Because if this is...
one penalty ends it.
If this is pen removal from both drivers, a penalty on Phantom's side will absolutely kill his race win.
Look at this, contact between Henchman and Butters. They're almost 3 wide going down into turn 7.
Oh, there's more contact. There goes Henchman. This is just absolute
running wide. Side by side, almost contact. They're going wheel to wheel everywhere.
Rutsky.
Look at this, these 3.
Ooh, more contact between Rutsky and Butters. Rutsky is defending with his life right now on the hard compound tires against everyone else on softs.
He's trying his absolute best. But it's not going to be enough. He's going to hold on as best he can. Right now he has 6.
Wow.
The send has been made, but look at this. From that position up to the leaders. Phantom.
Henchman
it was looking dour. It was looking dreary. But Phantom has prevailed. In a chaotic Russian Grand Prix, BRL Phantom will win the Russian Grand Prix. And Shredder will come home in second. Both with a 5-second time penalty that could be removed. Phantom with the fastest lap. Frizzy takes 3rd, but will he keep it? He does.
Wow.
Sprightly up to 4th and misses out on the podium by 1/10 of a second.
Sprightly had an absolute comeback. I have to give it to him, hands down. As that's the race. I legit thought as Phantom crossed the line, he got a penalty because he ran wide.
That would have been detrimental.
I thought that's what I saw.
Sprightly grabs driver of the day. And
Well
once again,
deserved.
he started from the last row of the grid. He finishes 4th. Incredible drive from the McLaren. But this man...
The
Phantom,
headless man, my legend.
the headless warrior, and the Alfa Romeo win the Russian Grand Prix.
Actually, you can't tell he's an Alfa Romeo driver. He drives for all the teams. Absolutely amazing drive from him. I think he was just... No head proves that he was just on a completely different level. He doesn't even need a head.
So no head, huh? Well...
Oh. No comment.
The Russian Grand Prix. It's done and dusted for Tier 4. BRL Phantom takes the top spot, and he may not even need the 5-second time penalty removal. I mean, he will if Shredder will do this as well. But Shredder grabs 2nd. Frizzy 3rd. Sprightly 4th. Was so close, missed out by about 1/10 of a second on the podium. But look at the top 3. They're delighted as well. Henchman 5th. Butters 6th. Redeemer 7th. Slayer 8th. Carbon gets some points in 9th. What a race from him. Valkyrie 10th. What could have been from him in the McLaren. Avi 11th. Rutsky in 12th. Seal, Bald Guy, Janes, Slow and Steady, Johan Laura, Freak, Fluky, and Crusade Ethab. That rounds out the top 20 and the classification for the Russian Grand Prix.
Well, remember the beginning of the race when you were saying all about the chaos, the madness? Well, it definitely showed up today.
Did you invite the podium sitters?
Of course I did.
I was a little worried for a second.
Oh, well, you thought they joined?
No, I didn't get the notification.
Oh. I think that's just you being bad. Not gonna
I was
lie.
about to yell at you like I used to do in the past.
No, because I actually do my job now.
Oh, you did it finally. It only took you 2 seasons to realize that.
Let's go.
Let's go. Fair, you got better.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
what
only
you're
took
doing
me one retirement to get better.
All right, let's go to 3rd. Ritzy, you get 2nd. and you get third, and I'll do first. You know the drill. Take it away.
Oh, I get third?
That's how that works.
Oh, alright. Well, Frizy, you were in contention for the battle for the lead for almost the entire race, and you finished on the podium. Absolute scenes. Can you give us your perspective on what was this madness of a race?
Yeah, GG's to Phantom and Shredder. It's a bit too quick for me. Yeah, it was kind of a madness towards the end there. Start middle were kind of not as hectic as I thought it would be. My teammate spun me at turn 2, so thanks teammate. But yeah, at the end there, I have no idea what happened with Bold Guy and Jane there. I went for the switchback on Bold Guy, but I don't know if the Red Bull just brake checked him or not. That's what caused him to spin. But yeah, the 3-second time penalty was not great. Been hit off twice to get 2 warnings, so that was a GG. And yeah, just second podium of the season. Get in there.
Yeah, great drive from you, Frizy. Congratulations on your well-deserved podium.
Thank you.
Alright, do I take second as well, Patrick?
Yes, Ritzy.
Alright, well, this was an absolute battle from you two. This madness for the battle for the lead, and you two were the ones who ended it up fighting for the final lap. Shredder, give us your point of view.
Yeah, I mean, this is my first league racing podium ever, so that was a pretty big deal for me. I was trying to make it the first win, but after the safety car, I was watching the leaderboard and I was watching Phantom just work his way up the field, and when he got behind me, I knew I was in trouble, and I thought the last safety car might actually save me, or else he would have got me about 5 laps before that. So, you know, I gave it. I tried on my mediums. I tried. That's like 50 or 60% wear, and it was just a matter of time. But I tried to give it all I got. Made a lot of passes throughout the race. Had really good pace, even though we only qualified 10th. I could only do 1 flying lap because of some lobby issues. But overall, great race, and getting some points for the American Haas team.
Indeed, you and your teammate were doing just amazing. Unfortunate what happened to your teammate, but you got P2 the absolute stellar way to get your first podium.
That's usually where you would,
Yeah,
transition.
take it away,
So,
Patrick.
you know
Yeah,
what?
go ahead. Yeah.
I'll
I'm
bully you
just,
after the stream's done.
I'm just gonna go sit down and eat my popcorn. Leave it alone.
Yeah, it's probably getting cold over there and stale. Anyways, we'll go to first place, the winner of the Russian Grand Prix, Phantom in the Alfa Romeo championship leader. You extended that a little bit more, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
We'll take that from your side. What happened to the Russian Grand Prix from your end?
Well, after the restart, I just wanted to pray to get into the race at first. Just because I was struggling on my end, it wouldn't let me open the game. But then after that, starting on the mediums, P5, P4, I believe. Basically just wanted to keep it clean, stay with all the other guys, save as much ERS as I can, and DRS. With the early safety car, I just wanted to stay out, conserve my mediums, and at least pray for another safety car, which happened later on in like laps 16, 17. And then basically took soft CNs and had to make it way through the field again.
Well, make your way through the field, you did, and that was a heck of an ending. And, well, it's very fitting indeed for that Russian Grand Prix. It was not as chaotic as maybe it was 2 seasons ago. Ironically, you were in that same race. Well, I bet you are happy about how, I guess, not as chaotic it was this time. But in about a week from now, you have the Singapore Grand Prix. What are your chances there in the Yas Marina circuit? No, not the Yas Marina circuit. The Marina Bay circuit.
Yeah, the Singapore circuit. I'm not horribly quick there. I enjoy the track just because it's a night race. The only thing I hate about it is the street circuit and how difficult it is. So if I can manage to keep the car on track, as little wing damage as possible, and no time penalties, then that's pretty much a win for me. But I'm honestly looking forward to see how the Singapore Grand Prix goes.
We'll see how it goes indeed, and that's going to be in about a week's time, but don't go anywhere because we still have Russia to get through. So congratulations, by the way, to Phantom, to Frizy, and to Shredder on their podiums in the Russian Grand Prix. Not in that order, by the way. But we have tomorrow, we have Tier 2 and Tier 1 at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Did they see their Russian Grand Prix? And it's going to be a fun one. Then you have on Sunday and Monday, you have Tier 1 and Tier 2 ACC at Zandvoort. That'll be some fun time to look forward to on those 2 days, respectively. And then we'll come back on Wednesday for the Singapore Grand Prix for the Formula 2 Championship. And then we'll be back on Thursday for the Ristic. And we'll be right back here on Friday after Tier 3 at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Breakout Racing League on Twitch for the Singapore Grand Prix at 10 p.m. for Tier 4. It's going to be a fun one for round 16 of the Breakout Racing League Tier 4 Championship. For myself, Hey Katra, from Ritzy, from Phantom, from Shredder, from Frizy, from everyone else in the Tier 4 Championship and the Breakout Racing League, we say thank you and goodbye.